there are 3 simple rules to dividing mixed numbers. First, you're going to rewrite those mixed numbers as improper fractions. Second, you're going to invert the divisor, which essentially means you're going to flip the divisor. And then third, you're going to change the division sign to a multiplication sign. So rewrite them as improper fractions, flip the divisor, and change to a multiplication sign, and then solve. So our first example is 2 3/4 divided by 3 1/3. I like to do this in 3 steps so you know that you don't leave anything out. So going by that, we say number 1, rewrite those mixed numbers as improper fractions. So 2 3/4, to rewrite it as an improper fraction, you multiply the whole number by the denominator. 4 times 2 is 8, and then you add the numerator. So 8 plus 3 is 11, and that's going to go all over the denominator. So again, 4 times 2 is 8, plus 3 is 11, 11 over 4. The second half of that is 3 1/3. So the whole number times the denominator. 3 times 3 is 9. Adding in the numerator of 1, that's going to give you 10 all over the denominator of 3. So now you have your mixed numbers as improper fractions. Step 2 is to invert the divisor. So now let's rewrite what we have. 11 over 4 divided by 10 over 3. Inverting the divisor means the inverse of the divisor. So this stays the same, and the divisor will be flipped. 3 over 10. Third step, simply change the sign. So we have 11 over 4, and instead of dividing, we're going to say times. 3 over 10. Now we solve. Numerator times numerator, 11 times 3. Denominator times denominator, 4 times 10. 11 times 3, 33. 4 times 10, 40. And that is in the simplest form. Let's move on to another example. 7 1/4 divided by 2 5/8. So our first step is change the mixed numbers to improper fractions. So the whole number times the denominator will be 7 times 4, and that's 28. Adding in the numerator, that's 1, will give you 29 over the denominator, 4. Second part of that, 2 5/8. Denominator times the whole number, 8 times 2, 16, plus the numerator, 5, 21 over denominator of 8. So now let's rewrite that with our improper fractions. 29 over 4 divided by 21 over 8. Now we need to invert the denominator. So that'll take us to the same number. Invert the divisor, I'm sorry. The same number here divided by, Instead of 21 over 8, we'll flip that, 8 over 21. Third step, flip the sign from division to multiplication. So let's rewrite this one more time. 29 over 4 times 8 over 21. Now we solve. 29 times 8 over 4 times 21. 29 times 8 is 232. 21 times 4 is 84. So we have this number. It can be simplified. It can actually be switched back into a mixed number. To switch the number back into a mixed number, we just do the opposite of what we had to do to get it into an improper fraction. So we want to see how many times 84 goes into 232. Simply guessing 8, 16, 24. So we know it's not going to be 3 times because 8 times 3 is 24. So we know it's going to be 2. And we keep the denominator the same. So 2 times 84 down here, we'll do quickly 84 times 2 and that will give us 84 times 2. We're going to subtract that from 232 and that will give us 64. So we have 64 over 84. This can be simplified once more. So we'll still have 2. Let's just try dividing it by 2 and see where that will go. 64 divided by 2, that works evenly, 32. 84 divided by 2, that works evenly, 42. It can still be simplified more. Keep the 2. 32 divided by 2, 16. 42 divided by 2 is 21. So that's where we will stop because 21 can't be divided any lower with 16 as a factor in it. So we have 2 and 16 over 21. So all we have to remember is 3 steps. Rewrite the mixed number as an improper fraction. Number 2, invert the divisor. Number 3, change the division to a multiplication problem and solve.